Bitcoin has finally got a big drop to the downside. It's what we've been ready and waiting for. If you've been paying attention to this channel, some of my tweets, we have been in short trades and looking for this drop to finally come, and here it is. And yeah, this morning I've been inundated with questions over on Twitter. What's going on? What is the reason for the drop? What's happening next? And Daniel, have you taken a long trade yet? Well, in this video, I will answer some of those questions. I do have to keep it quick. That's the only caveat of this video, right? I want to start New York Open trading, which is in now 35 minutes. So this video does have to really be under the 15-minute mark, but I'm going to try and squeeze in as much information as possible from a technical analysis perspective. As always, very professional for you, and you know, giving you so much value and help as we go over these charts. So yeah, where to start? I mean, let's give a little bit of context of this. Of course, we were going very sideways within this range for the past 3 weeks. It was becoming every day more and more boring range. It wasn't offering a lot of trade setups. Okay, there was not a lot going on there, but nevertheless, there were a few decent trades to be had. You had the fake out of the downward sloping parallel channel on the Thursday, Friday. You had the rejection from the anchored view from the all-time high back on the start of the range. So there was a few really nice short trades to be had. Longs, not quite so well, right? But there were some nice shorts to be taken. And yeah, from here on out, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow and some of the steps of how it actually came to this. So starting off with a few, 3 to 5 minutes context understanding before we move on to what we're looking at next. So this all really stems, in my opinion, from a short trade that we had last week. So this was 5 days ago, actually. Done a live stream for the champions. And this was where we were looking for the fake out of the channel high, coming back into the channel. And I just want you to listen to what I was saying for a second there. New lows from the 13th of January. And of course, you can still bring it down lower and lower and lower. But that's what I'd be looking for, is like that swing trade. So you can see back here last week, we were recognizing we wanted to take a swing trade on Bitcoin from all in around $99,000, $98,000. We were mainly looking for that fake out. So you want to see it break out of that channel and then come back into the channel. And there's two ways that you can take it: and a really aggressive trying to time the high short trade, or you wait for that fake out to occur, because obviously this went above $99,000, took out this high, and then once you come back into the channel is when then you've got your entry with the stop loss, of course, at this point above $99,000, and then you got a swing trade entry all the way down, as you hopefully listened very carefully to there, to the lows from the 13th of January, which is all the way down at $88,000. And have a guess where we are now, my friends. We are down at that daily level around $88,000. So that swing trade plan coming together very nicely, but it's not all perfection, although it looked very nice. I did take a few losses as I was trying to get into that short trade. I wanted to refer to this post. So in the day, I knew that I wanted to get into my short around 98,000. I was very sure of that. Okay, I was not interested in any longs, but I was very interested in the shorts. And in this day, I ended up taking 2 short trades, which ended in a losing trade. And then finally, on the third attempt, I got the short trade on Friday evening as we got the back test of the CC. So I took the CC Fibonacci from high to low. I saw we had got our confirmation of market structure. I recognized, okay, stop loss above 99,600. And I knew my target is all the way down at $88,000. So it offered a really nice risk to reward ratio, kind of a relaxed time, and this is all while the Bybit news was going on, right? We were still offered a very technical trade setup on the retest of the CC after confirmation of market structure change with the overall swing trading plan. So yeah, that trade I'm still in, that same short trade I'm still in. And that's, of course, brought us down to much bigger lows. But nevertheless, I was still updating you over on X and Twitter. That's why if you don't follow me on, however you want to call it, X, right? You probably should, because I've been giving you insights of the short trade, even when people were calling me brain dead for wanting to short trade. Those short trades absolutely have played out. Each step at a time, man, my brain is all over the place this morning. I do want to really try and get back onto trading this. I am not in a long trade yet, and that's the most important thing. I really don't want to miss a trade by doing this video. But nevertheless, let's move on to then what we're looking at next. So the first part of the context, We had several rejections from the anchored VWAP. That was when we put in the higher the range off of that anchored VWAP. The next step of the context is when you had that downward sloping parallel channel. This high that was made on Friday the 21st was off of the fake out of that channel to above, taking out the previous high from Friday the 14th. After that, the target has been simple, remaining patiently for $88,000. We've eventually now made our way down to $88,000. So I am in several different short trades. I have a short from around I have a short from $98,000. I had the short as well from 102, and I have another short running from 106,000. So I'm in quite a few short trades here. And I'm not closing any of them yet, and I will explain that reasons why now. So moving on to what we're looking at next then. So for me, there's something very simple that you can do to make your life very easy right now, and that is just looking at market structure. Before we get into looking at all the order flow, because there's so much to cover on the order flow, all the shorts are opening right now. We're currently still being held down by that VWAP once again, but nevertheless, yeah, right now, to make your lives very simple, look at this. Just the whole way down, we've seen lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so market structure, lower highs, lower lows. This even here, right? Lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high. So until we change this very clear bearish market structure, you're not necessarily expecting a massive pump from here. Okay, we have hit this daily level, and it's of course had an initial nice reaction, but I wouldn't be saying, oh yeah, this is definitely the low right now. You have to always remember, could this be the low? Yes. Probabilistically speaking, is this the low? No. If we get that market structure change, well, then we can start to increase those probabilities of, is the low in? Yes. But right now, that is not the highest probability. But again, I will say that the market structure change would be our first sign. If you come down here on the 5-minute chart, really what I'd be looking for is this last lower high. So you can imagine that right now we have a little bit of a mini range going to be forming. So we have the overall low, we have that last lower high, and then this is all just internal price action within the range. Just like for the past 3 weeks, we've been trading a higher term time frame range. This is the same theory, but on a 5-minute chart. Okay. So what we'd be looking for this strength is taking out this high and closing, basically reclaiming $90,000. Okay, I would not long as soon as we get above $90,000, by the way, but I would then be interested in that retracement and that continuation of the market structure, looking for, you know, a reversal to the upside. Not necessarily the low is in, but a reversal of at least a few $1,000s relief rally, where then I will make my next informed decision. So that's my reading of the market right now. Again, if you had a very aggressive long trade entry, you could have longed the absolute low of the daily right now. I did not go for that option. Okay, I'm a little bit more conservative when it comes to longing, and I want to wait to see some initial signs of strength. So that would really be under the market structure for me right now, wanting to see the reclaim of 90K. Then I do think we can get a few $1,000s rally, but I will play that very sensibly and conservatively when it comes to being super aggressive. Okay, few factors for this. Of course, we have labeled this as a distribution range, so that's something that I want to be a little bit careful of in case we get that last test of supply right before the final move to the downside, and the fact that Ethereum still hasn't hit $2,000. Right, I'm very keen on Ethereum 2000s, so I think there's a few different factors of, yes, we can get a rally, but into another short trade. Okay, so that's why if I'm taking a long here, which I'm not against, but of course, one thing to really emphasize here is that I'm not going to be taking any new shorts down here. I would never, ever, ever short down at support, even if we just end up going straight down. You're just not ever going to see me trying to take my shorts now. Okay, and for the people that don't know, why is Chart Champions never going to be shorting on a big red day? Well, we were shorting on the big green days. It's as simple as that. I will only look for another short if we rally and price is green. You're never going to catch me trying to short down at the lows, because 9 times out of 10 I've already got a winning short from the high, and that's the way you want to be in the game, right? If you're not in the game like we are, subscribe, just pay attention, and it's going to start clicking. But what you're never going to see us doing is shorting down here. Okay, this is your area for long trades. Again, I have not taken another long trade yet. I'm a little bit more conservative. I do recognize we can still put in another low, especially during New York session. I always like my lows during New York. So, yeah, I'm going to remain a little bit conservative here. And let the market show its hand a little bit. Does it get to reclaim a 90k with a market structure, or will we continue down for maybe that mini range SFB during New York session? Be my preference, but we'll wait and see. I'm happy with either of the two. If we do get the rally today, and of course, we're going to be looking at a very key resistance coming in at around $94,000. So 94,000 absolutely key. You'll see how the anchored view app is respected to the dollar time and time and time again. Lovely tool that I've been telling you all now for over a year. It's the thing to be using. And so, yeah, I'd be looking at that around $94,000 resistance here locally on Bitcoin. And the next support to the downside, where we could look to be getting once again aggressive here, would be down sat around $85,000. Okay, and then of course you're moving on to that old CME, or not old, but the CME gap. So if you don't know what the CME gap is, you have to come over to your futures, and you can see the gap here on the futures sat right there from around the start-ish of November. And so what you need to be aware of with these gaps, okay, this is a gap where you look for price to come down, and generally these gaps will fill, but you, of course, if this is a real breakaway gap, we can test the high of it. And here is an example of a gap. So this was a gap that formed in the chart. Price closed here on the Friday, opened here on the Monday or Sunday night. Okay, you form your gap, price rallied up to fill that gap, and then it dropped off the face of the earth. So these gaps are very important resistances when you are closing, like when you're opening the price for a gap to the upside. And then this example, when you have a gap to the downside, you look for the same theory with those gap fills. But of course, this is slightly different because we're looking at a breakaway gap rather than, you know, an exhaustion gap. Now, that would be pretty bearish. And yeah, this is another short that I'm still in from 98,000. This was also taken on Friday evening when I was taking a whole bunch of shorts, to be honest with you, on the fake out on the Friday. So yeah, I can actually even attach for you a video that we were going to only do for the members, but I can release this for free. Why not? I can attach at the end of this video a really insightful video of me going for an aggressive short trade on Bitcoin that did end in profits, by the way. And then this was a conservative entry after the fake out. But anyway, you'll see this. The video will be a little bit longer because I'm going to attach this. I think I think it'll be nice for everybody to watch. It was how I got my entry on Friday. So I got several different shorts on Friday evening. But I think that you can learn a lot from that. So yeah, you can look forward to that. But anyway, where I was going with this was, that CME gap. And yeah, looking at the order flow. So we have about 5 minutes left here, and then I really need to go because I want to trade this. So yeah, the order flow, what I'd be looking at. So we are decreasing in price, right? And open interest is increasing we are getting open interest increases with new shorts. The overall open interest is staying fairly flat, but it is increasing. You can see the increase from 1.47 billion to 1.52 billion. So open interest is increasing, not a massive amount, but that's still pretty good considering it's a downtrend, which generally the open interest just gets wrecked. But here it's holding steady / going up. So that is, more bearish. And the open interest increases are coming with new shorts opening. Okay, so you can see the new shorts opening, new shorts opening, new shorts opening, new shorts opening. Okay, here you had nearly 30 million. So there are a lot of new shorts opening on this downward move. And again, I want to emphasize this as well, actually, that this does open a short squeeze opportunity, but you can only short squeeze the shorts that are opening here if we get that market structure change. Until proven otherwise, those shorts are in profits. Right? All the shorts that have opened over the past few days, they're all in profits. So you only can start a short squeeze if you squeeze above those entry prices. Okay, while prices on or below those entry prices, the shorts are in profits. There's no expectation of a squeeze. But that's why 90,000 is so important, because if we reclaim 90,000, we've got the market structure change, and you can start to squeeze all those multi-million shorts that opened around $88,000. So that's why that's so key, the market structure change, when I look at the open interest. And that's why I do think we could squeeze up a few $1,000s to basically liquidate those bottom shorters before we continue down once more. You can be aware of the CCV setup today, which actually has a target of $96,213 at the previous day value area high there. So be aware of that. And I would take that as a step by step. The first to reclaim a 90K, then the daily open, then, this is asking a lot, but reclaiming the previous day value area low does activate that target, right? So yeah, I think sometimes people can get super carried away, or, especially in crypto, people super keen on longing the dip. And again, at some point you're going to be able to long the dip. But what you will notice is that, of 10 opportunities of longing that dip, you could have definitely taken 10 losses so far. That's why I think rather than being so aggressive trying to long the dip, and people are going to be happy when they long it the 11th try after losing 10 in a row. But really what you're better off doing is waiting for that first sign of strength, and instead of taking 10 trades, 10 losing trades of the longs, well, you're actually going to be taking one trade, and it's going to be on that sign of strength. Again, that's no guarantee to win, but at least you're not just randomly knife catching and hoping for the best. Yeah, there's a much bigger difference between knife catching and just hoping it's the bottom, and waiting for a bottom to form, waiting for market structure changes, pullbacks to support, trading with that local market structure, and then getting involved. You're increasing your probabilities of the long playing out significantly. Again, no guarantee. I still think the trend is very strong to the downside here locally. So, that's why you wouldn't want to be getting aggressive. You wouldn't want to be getting too greedy on your take profits. But again, it's possible that it's the bottom, and at least you would have secured a long, hit your take profit one, and then you can let it run for more if that is to be the case, right? I would always say this: in trading, nobody knows 100% what's going to happen. All we can do is read the market, read the context, understand that probabilistic manner of trading and viewing the market, and understanding that right now those probabilities are low. Why? We haven't seen that sign of strength. We haven't reclaimed 90,000. We haven't got the trap shorts at the moment. They're all in profits, right? We haven't seen that market structure change. So while that's all in play, yeah, we can still look for lower, especially as New York Open approaches now in 19 minutes. And so, yeah, that's basically a quick video that I wanted to do. Again, I had to make this one quick because, I'm pretty desperate to actually be trading this New York Open. I really am interested to see how that goes. So yeah, I would just say that if you've enjoyed this video, I would absolutely appreciate a thumbs up. Try and get this as most viewed as possible. If this video even gets 2,500 likes, I will go live for you. Maybe today is going to be difficult, but I will try and squeeze in a live stream tomorrow on YouTube. So I'm super busy, but I will do that if you hit that 2,500 like marker. This video is going to get over 5,000 views for sure. So all it requires is 50% of the people to like it, and you hit that target. So yeah, I'll see if you want that. Otherwise, I'll see you maybe later this week or next week on YouTube. And I am going to, as a special gift though, attach now a video of some short entries, aggressive short entries from the Friday fake out. Okay, and they did end in profitable trades, and some of those trades still open now for even bigger profits, right? So I think it's going to be a lovely little wrap up of the video. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much. If you want to see more of me, then of course that's what you're going to be getting over in the Champions group. I've already done 2 live streams today. So yeah, that's where you get the most of me. So that's chartchampions.com for all the education and trading community that you're ever going to need. Everything trading in a one-stop shop. I hit the target. I'm going to go get ready for New York Open, pass this over to the editor, and they'll get it all uploaded for me. So cheers, everybody. Thank you ever so much. Have a brilliant day. And well, now you can stay tuned for a video from last week of how to take some lovely trades on Bitcoin. Cheers. I'm going to give you a glimpse into my trading decisions live in the time when we hit big important levels. So I've been telling the members of the champions in the Discord for the past 2 days that I'm waiting for a move to 97,500. No new trades until that happens. Really simple. We want to see the move up to this level where I make my decision. We have now just hit that level. I've had my alert go off. And as I was saying, this was about half an hour ago. Still no short trade for me yet. And that is while Bitcoin was trading all around this area. For me, I knew I didn't want to take a trade unless we breach 97,500. I've just had the alert go off. We've moved above the level. So I'll talk you through what I'm looking for first and foremost. So, okay, move up on open interest decline. Perfect. Okay, still think we can head higher here, and I'm actually looking for these series of highs to the top of the parallel channel. So that gives me a little zone of around 0.2%. So I'm looking for another push to the upside here. Nothing on the order flow that says that we're not going to get that. And then I'll either make two decisions. Number one is we get a move to the upside and we get some bearishness in this zone where I'll take an aggressive short trade trying to time the absolute high. Or we do not get any major sign of weakness, but we end up doing something like this, trading above and then back down below. And at that point, I would execute my short with my stop loss above the high. So just a simple case now of staying on top of the order flow, monitoring how this is going, and, you know, recognizing that right now we have some strength and there's no reason to expect to move to the downside. Just a quick update, I correctly read the order flow and we did make our way up now to test the top of that channel. So this is the downward sloping parallel channel here, which we have tested already several times. So we've just hit into the very top of this for the first time on open interest increasing. So now we have the potential of these trapped longs up at the highs, at the very, very, very high. So if we come down onto the 3-minute chart, you can see this is where these longs are starting to open, coming into this level. So that's nice. I've still not executed a short trade here, because of the fact I would like us to see another move to the upside in 10 minutes for New York Open. We're 10 minutes away from the NY Open, so I do think that we can make another high here for the final fake out in New York Open, and this is my decision making. Thus, I wanted to give you an update on why I have not quite taken this short yet, but I will be upon NY Open, seeing as we're this close to the high, and there's no major reason why we would reject here. I do think we can make this last high in New York Open, so I'm not going to short yet, even though we get a minor reaction. I do think we'll make another high. Oh, what a rise. Exactly as we were looking for. Just updated the champion members once again. A pretty good, correct decision there not to short Bitcoin early and to wait for the rise as we went straight through the daily. Even when we had the reaction at the weekly naked point of control, there was no short at the daily, no short at the top of the channel, and here we are just hitting into that liquidity and lots of longs opening. And this is going to be a little bit of a super aggressive. There's two options now that you could have. Obviously the amount of longs opening looks more bullish. You could wait for the retracement back down into the level, then you have fake out with trap longs, or you can go for the super aggressive option, which I'm going to do, and take the short trade now. So I'm not going to go super big position size straight away, because I do think that we can still get a little bit of a move to the upside here, and trying to get my fill. Let's go. There we go. Took the place the limit order there. I always go for limit order fills when I do think we're going to push up anyway higher, so I don't need to mark it in here, because I do foresee another few $100 rise to take out 98,000. So yeah, that's why I don't need to go for the market orders. So yeah, overview of this has been remained patient. There we go, filled on the first. I'll probably go for half a Bitcoin position size. And yeah, it just shows you the level of patience required. It shows you from yesterday, right, over 24 hours ago, right, we were waiting for this move up on Bitcoin to 97,500. And if you check, yesterday was the 19th of February. 19th of February, we were trading at that point here around 95,000. Let's just say 95,500. So we waited for a $2,000 rise to the upside for the target of 97,500. So, you know, a $2,000 rise we saw yesterday. And then as we hit, well, as we were slightly front running the level, reminding my team at that point, no short trades, wait for higher. We got higher then through the daily, didn't take the short as you saw, didn't take the short here. And now I've taken the first short trade off the top of the liquidity, which is the liquidity from here. I do think that if we're going to reject, this is a nice position to reject from. Idea, we could form this mini range. So this is our high. We can come back and back test. And it would be nice to take the high one more time in New York session. Not a requirement. That's why I took my first position here. And I will take another one. With a slightly lower limit and see if we get filled. But you can see here how I current short there at the absolute high. This is the 1 minute chart, and that was the fill of the absolute 1 minute high. So very nice. And again, this is all just play money. Not really bothered about the account. More wanted to show you the decision making, what goes on. And you can see like that is how we time to the dollar highs. You can imagine if this was a main account of mine, how we would have, of course, much bigger position size. But you can see here the thought process, how you can absolutely time exact high of the moves, how you need to remain patient. You know, what I was looking for in the order flow, the decision making behind that. And that's a full rejection now from that liquidity grab. So now we got 5 minutes into New York. It's kind of doing now what I would see as the mini range. We took the high right, we come back down, and it would be nice to take that high one more time. And then in here as well, I'll look to get my short orders filled. Happy to have more orders placed on the upcoming back test and a liquidity grab. And that will give me a very nice position going into NY Open. I swear, like, I have some sort of cheat code when it comes to trading. Any asset I trade, I just... I don't mean this in a big-headed way, but I really, and every asset that I trade, I just really am good at trading it. This is my God-given skill. So... gracias a Dios. But yeah, really, I'm very in tune with the markets, seeing things in the order flow, right? You all look at the same thing, but you know, my decision making is normally on point. When to trade, when not to trade, when to short, when not to short, when to long, when not to long. And it all comes down from my understanding of the order flow and the context. Context is a big factor. And just being very patient. Had my first initial reaction, so I'm happy to get in my shorts compounded around here. A little order above the high for if we do that little fake out of the high. If not, so be it. Yeah, I'm very happy with the fill that I got there on the trade. Of course, this is a tether pair, so any move to the downside is just pure profits, not having to offset any Bitcoin holdings or anything like that. This is just pure profits on a drop. Of course, I have no spot Bitcoin, so I don't need to worry about that. I have no spot crypto, full stop. Boom, 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 boom. Here is New York Open. I've got my next two fills. Very happy with that. Yeah, look at this going very well. If you probably saw my drawing, I said it would be nice to do this, right? That's exactly what's happening. So Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We are now 0.3 Bitcoin filled. More longs opening at the highs. Again, you have to think this is a very aggressive trade that I'm going for. The conservative method is waiting for the maybe even the loss of the daily here at this point. And then you think to yourself, okay, all the trap longs, loss of the daily, well, then I have the short trade invalidation above the high. I'm going for the aggressive option of shorting the high, creating the high here, right? Obviously not on this account, but, you know, doesn't have enough. But you understand what the thought process here is: create the high, and then people can trade down here to confirmation for the short. But, you know, somebody has to short the high. So that's what we're going for here. Got my fill, got my compound. Muito feliz. I'm very happy with this. Y todo va muy bien. So yeah, short the high, shorted on the compound, retest. Got an order above the high for if we do get a move above the high. If not, for me, that is not a requirement. But it would be nice to take the highs. Get that filled out. I would really like to see 98,000 taken out, to be fair. It would be nice to see that high and 98,000 psychological taken out. There we go, taken out 98,000 here. But we want to see it really taken out as well on this tether pair. But it looks like it's going to... There's my next fill. And I'll go for 98,000. So yeah, we've gone very aggressive here. Trying to time the absolute high. We're in New York Open. We have the pullbacks on ES and NQ. Lovely. We've took the highs. On everywhere but everywhere but this silly exchange, Binance, which I hate. Would like to see the highs taken another time here. Bum, 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 bum. And you can see my emotions, or no emotion of this. There is simply a win or a loss coming. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. Been updating the champion members that I took the aggressive short trade on Bitcoin, and this is the viewpoint that we're at right now. So coming down to the daily, very happy with this trade running in profits. We're $140 in profit. Didn't quite take out the 98k, but it is what it is. I would have only had one more order filled. Overall, I think this is fair to say was a pretty perfect trade. Shorted the dollar high. We took out the high and done very much like we wanted to see, right? That rise, drop, rise to take out this high. And a few dollars, but nevertheless, you took it out. And then into the drop. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's how you trade chart champion style. Timing highs, reading the order flow. And now you have the shorts coming in to bring us down in price. So you can see I went for the method which I like to call sniping the exact high, where you do not wait for the confirmation. Now imagine if you short now, your invalidation is all the way above this high, 0.5%. But when you go for the chart champion sniper method, you are the person that creates the highs. So you do not need to wait for confirmation, because you create and short that high. There you go, my friends. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Very happy. Winning trade. sniping the highs. Knew when not to short, knew when to short. There we go. That's now $200 of profit in not that long of time. Back down to the weekly naked point of control. And yeah, this trade was just absolutely perfect, to be honest with you. But that's what I'm good at. So gotta love it. Gotta love it. If you were the conservative trader, now you would be shorting with the loss of these levels. But of course, we didn't go for the conservative option. We went for create the high option. Absolutely what we do, chart champion style. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful. Nearly $300 of profit. And again, this is just a very small trading account, so I can show you what is possible, what I do day in, day out. Love to see it, right? Love to see that. There you go, $300. Bam. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. If you want to see more of this every single day of the week, if you want to be alerted on my trades, what I'm looking for, again, we are not a signals group, an educational group, we are. And I will teach you everything that you need to know, how to read the order flow, the strategies, the live trading. All of this is what we have inside of the membership at chartchampions.com. This is the exact plan that I gave in my live stream this morning. So I did, as people are very happy with, reminding me of the plans that I give. Goes without saying, the ultimate goat. I appreciate all the comments. But yeah, I done a live stream this morning, and in that live stream, this one, I explained the setup. We want to see the fake out. Obviously, I went for the very aggressive short trade, but this was all laid out hours before it happened. Exactly why we wanted to see the rise, where we wanted to see the rise to, why I was not shorting yet, why I would not short the daily, why I would not short this space. I wanted to see that liquidity tapped. And yeah, the whole plan was laid out to the champions in this lovely live stream this morning, including where I'm going to lock in my take profit one as well. They know everything about this trade, the take profits, the invalidations, everything ahead of time. So yeah, this is what you get in the champions group. And there we go, $400 of profit hit as we continue this wonderful move to the downside. This is where you need to be to get in on the altcoins, to get in on all of it. Yeah, we'll be more than happy to have you in our family community.